everyone, thank you for watching avivTarot, and thank you for subscribing, and welcome new audiences, newcomers, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe my channel if you resonate, and go ahead and watch my other videos too, right? So today we are going to do a soulmate when, where, how, what type of reading, because I haven't done it for a while, and I've got a lot of feedbacks from my other videos, and people resonated and were sharing their stories with me, so I am super appreciative, and I hope they will find their other half really soon. And so today it's another video like that, and it's timeless, so whenever you come across this video, there's probably a message for you. And I actually have enough decks now. I could just pre-shuffle all of them and have it picked out by the numbers. So I didn't pick it out, as you would know from my other videos. I always shuffle them and then, you know, draw them out as I feel drawn to. And in fact, actually today I actually shuffle them and have them fall out as I shuffle. So so these are actually not cards that I drawn, like, you know, you fan it out and you draw it. No, I actually have it shuffled, except for the Lenormand cards. Yeah, I did. So for this reading, I used the Lenormands as well, and so you will get very specific readings for if you're attracted to a guy or attracted to a girl. Okay. Oh, I will do a shuffling on the using this deck, because I want to give you, I want to have the full deck to choose the career for each of the piles, and so these will actually be shuffled on camera, but I will fast forward those when I edit the shuffling, so you don't have to like keep waiting there, but you'll still get the experience of the shuffling. All right, so here are the pile 1, 2, and 3, and go ahead and pick your pile, and I will start the reading. There's a lot of cards today, so we better get started. I'll see you at your pile. So the first card we got is the chakra card. Okay, so this is what this person is going to be like. So your person, your soulmate. Oh, by the way, when I was shuffling, the question I asked is soulmate, and to me, soulmate does not necessarily mean it is going, like, you know, somebody you're going to be married to. It could be your friend, your family, or whoever, right? So this is, so however you define the soulmate, okay? So this is a soulmate reading. All right. So your soulmate is someone who has divine consciousness, interconnection, expansion, oneness, light. Okay, so I believe purple is actually the crown chakra. So this person is very, very, I think, they're very intelligent. They see through things, as it says divine consciousness. So they get they're a great thinker. They actually probably a light worker. Yeah, they can connect with their minds, okay? Or it's the crown, the head, right? So, and I think, let's see. Okay, so the next one is the Lenormand cards. So these ones I have to go through the deck to pick them out, because I'm using the men and the woman as the significator, or significant card, whatever, however you want to call it. And the unique thing about this pile is that the men and the woman are facing each other. Okay, so they're reversed, but in Lenormand we don't read reversals. But the thing is, like, look at this, because if I flip them around, they're actually looking the other way, but they came out looking like this. Okay, they came out looking like this, which I find super interesting. So they came out like this, so this is how it is. Okay, so I'm trying to find surrounding cards describing the men and the surrounding cards describing the woman so that I could give you a reading. If you're attracted to men, this is what your man is going to be like. This, if you're attracted to women, this is what your woman would be like, okay? And or your soulmate. If your soulmate is a woman, soulmate is a man. Okay. But for this pile, they came out like this, and the men and the woman are looking at each other, facing each other. And so I think like having it being reversed is like, there's a purpose, right? I think you guys are trying to find each other. That's what it is. And I really think that having it showing up like this means that you will actually find each other pretty soon. I really think you will find each other pretty soon. And if I actually read the cards, all 4 cards together as like a big reading of like, you know, how, when, and where you guys will meet each other. I think this is a scythe, so scythe is something happening super fast. Okay, so I think it's gonna happen really fast. Okay, and in what kind of surrounding area or how? It's probably, this is a park, I think. And so it means that you will probably meet each other at a social event or a social gathering or a party or a park or garden, something green. And so somewhere that there are a lot of people. So, and somehow you guys would find each other. Okay, that's just amazing. And I'm thinking, so now I'm thinking like how, like an example, but not necessarily just that, is because well, we're going into September really soon, and the next big event that I could think of is like maybe Halloween or something, right? And if you go to like a Halloween costume party or something like that, and out of everybody you would actually see each other and find each other, and that's pretty soon. That's like in a month or so, right? So something like that, like a huge event, or not like super huge, but like huge event, concert, parties, event, or even just like social gathering. Okay, so if people, your friends are inviting you to go somewhere, please go, because you might meet your soulmate there. Okay, and it's probably gonna happen pretty fast. Okay, so but I just thought that's super interesting, and I have to point that out because the way the cards came up. But my intention originally was that to pick out what your soulmate is like. Okay, so I'm gonna read that like this and read this like that. Okay, so if you are attracted, if your soulmate is a woman, let's put it that way, or if you're attracted to women, this woman would actually be somebody who is really quick, who's very sharp, who is very sharp, I think very witty, and they might even, when they talk, I just like the senses when I see this is that this woman is probably sometimes they would say things. It's almost like that Queen of Swords type of energy, where she would say something like very to the point, but it might hurt a little too. So like she's very sharp with her words, maybe even very sharp with her mind, right? Her mind, and she has like this divine thing. You know, like energy or whatever, like seeing things or receiving things from the divine. And so she would say things very to the point, very sharp, very quick, maybe even very quick, like action wise. Or so she would do things like quickly. She would say things that even sometimes might hurt a little, but with good intention, right? So that is what if your soulmate is a woman, what her personality is going to be like. If your soulmate is a man, This you will again meet this person probably in a social gathering, but as a personality thing, this person is probably very social. They like to go out a lot. They like to hang out with their friends. They enjoy the outdoors. They like to go maybe even camping. I don't know, mountain climbing, or they like just to go to the park, and chill. And it just came to my mind, like they maybe enjoy like picnic under the sun or something like that. So they are a very outdoorsy type of person, and also very, very social type of person. And I almost get like very humorous as well, because over here it's the divine, right? So this person is very, very likable by a lot of people. Okay, so if your soulmate is a man, that's the type of personality of this male soulmate. Okay, so that is that. And then for the tarot cards, okay, this card, I have to mention this again. This card, when I was shuffling it, I would put it back because it would fall out like with a whole bunch of other cards, and so I put it back, and then it keeps falling out, so I just have to take it. Okay, 7 of Swords, and I almost feel like maybe it has to do with this, that the scythe, right? The cutting thing, because we don't have it over here with the other cards. So I mean, 7 of Swords also means like deception, but I actually think for this reading in particular, I would read it a little bit differently, only because I don't feel that deception type of person, because how would a deceptive person be your soulmate, right? So I would think your person is actually a little bit skeptical. They like to they're very doubtful maybe sometimes, that because they like, which is very, I would think kind of connects with this, right? They like to see things for how it is, and if somebody tell them something, they won't just like believe it right away. They actually have to see it or experience it, or so they're usually a little skeptical when they hear things or see, just like if it's from other people. That's just like that, that skeptical type of person, right? So not in a bad way, because I am also very skeptical a lot of the times. Like if somebody tell me something, you take it with a grain of salt. So maybe more like, I should say, like not a skeptical type of person, but somebody who take everything with a grain of salt. So they don't believe it fully, unless they actually personally experienced it, or see it, or feel it, or whatever it is. So I think that's the type of energy that I get from this card. And again, it's gonna happen really soon. Eight of Wands is means something happening super fast, means news coming in, right? It's also the Cupid arrow, if somebody say, some people might say it. So again, like I was saying, these two people, they're facing each other. So I think you guys are really trying to find each other, and it's gonna happen really soon, like I was saying at the very beginning. And this just confirms that too. It's gonna happen really soon. Let's see. Okay, so I actually drew the tarot cards asking the question where you will meet this person, but it came out with like almost like a timeline happening really soon. So let's see. And also justice. So where you might meet this person, again, I was saying like very like a park, very social gathering type of places, and also like justice. So to me, I would think like maybe like a courthouse. That's a lot of people gathering there, right? So somewhere that's like a court, or something somewhere that's surrounding a court area, or like I'm thinking like the city hall could be that too, right? And if you have jury duties, right? If you have jury duties recently, or you will be getting jury duties, you usually get those letters. You should go. You should go. Try to go. Maybe you'll meet your soulmate there, right? Let's see. Oh, there's the sword again over here. So I really do get that feeling that this is this person is very sharp but very witty in their mind. Again, this is that crown chakra thing, right? And also this, where you will meet this person, social gathering, courthouse, happening really soon. See, the thing is like with, okay, well, I guess, yeah, this is like green, grassy area, like I was saying, kind of reiterates right here. I think this is like a camping thing, like those like Mongolian like house or something. It just reminds me of that. So something maybe somewhere maybe exotic as well. So if you go travel, maybe think of like places that are a little exotic with lots of greens, and you might meet this person. Yeah. Okay, so, and then last two cards. So this card I drew out. So I drew out two of these, what do you call those? Karma cards, but they're like astrology cards. So the first card came out is this one, and then this is the second card where I asked a different question. I wanted to know the timeline. So this is a timeline card, but not necessarily reading it as an astrology card, this one. So first of all, the one that Uranus. Okay, so Uranus came out. Uranus is if you're familiar with astrology, Uranus is a planet that's full of surprises, full of like destruction and then building it back up. It's like very good with technology, unconventional ways, like be open, and it's the planet for Aquarius. If you know Aquarius people, they're very they're an air sign, again, air sign swords. They usually are in their own little world. They like people to be other, to be themselves, because they are true to themselves as well. And so Uranus is something that's going to happen really quickly. It's going to be happening. It's also very witty in the mind. So if you read the reverse side, it says unexpected change, a different way of looking at things, unusual, right? So Uranus has a lot of that type of energy. So your soulmate has a lot of like that unusual, unconventional, very open to new ideas, very quick-minded, very witty. Sometimes you'll think they're like a little bit out there, okay? Aquarius is humor, because I was thinking like this man is probably pretty humorous, but in their own way. So their humor is not like those typical humor, like ha ha ha. Sometimes you have to like think a little bit. You're like, oh, okay, I get it. That type of humor. So yeah, that's the type of energy that I feel for the soulmate, like astrology wise. And then the last card, this is again, I was saying that this is the timeline that the card that when I was drawing it, I asked for timeline. So and it's in the Leo season. Okay, so Leo season just passed. So maybe some. Did you just meet your soulmate maybe? Does any of these resonated with somebody that you just met like in that in this past month, from July to August? Because, well, I'm reading the cards. Well, this video is actually made we are in the Virgo month now. But again, I was saying like this is, like I was saying before, that my videos are timeless. So whenever you come across this video, it would be the Leo season previously. If you feel like this reading matches somebody that you met during that Leo season, or it's going to be the next Leo season. So this could be in a year or so you'll meet this person, because right now we just passed the Leo season. So if you see the video now, it's gonna probably be it's gonna happen in the next Leo season, so next July to August. But if you actually watch this video a lot later, down the road, it could be happening a lot sooner, right? It's gonna be in the Leo season, so that's the main point. It's the Leo season from July to August, okay? That's that. And then the last card, I got the Angel Answer card. And it's yes. So, yeah, definitely. So everything that I just said, it's a yes. Soulmate, you guys are definitely looking at each other. It's going to happen pretty soon. So I guess the 8th, because Leo is the 8th, is associated with number 8. And there's the 8 right here. So yeah, that's what I get for pile number 1. Oh yeah, the last thing. We're gonna shuffle, find what the your soulmate's profession is like. So let's see. Books. Okay, so I guess library could be like a big, it's like a social, well, not a social place, but it's like a place where a lot of people would go. So maybe library would be another place that you might meet your soulmate. And again, where we were saying like they're very they're very quick with their mind. They're very smart. Uranus is very smart. Aquarius, right? That energy. So they like to go to read books. So they might be an author too. Yeah, they might be an author. And so you might meet this person because maybe you guys have like similar interest in books. Okay, so that could be a topic that you could bring up if you know, with people. It's like, what's your favorite books, right? Or what books have you been reading? Because nowadays, like seriously, everybody, I don't know if a lot of people read books anymore, right? Because everything you can just go online, right? Or you get ebooks. But for this one, I get not the ebooks, okay? It's the traditional paper books. Although you have Uranus, so they are a little very technological type of person, but at the same time, I feel like they're also very traditional too. Okay, so that's what I see for pile number 1. So I know I try to read her super fast. So if you want me to recap, let's do that. Okay, so this person is very smart, crown chakra energy. You guys will meet each other really soon, and probably in a social area, somewhere green, somewhere in the park, a garden, a social gathering, party, event, huge organization, which this one also means that you might meet also in a, like maybe like a city hall, a court area, okay, somewhere where like justice is served. Or now I get like a police, somewhere maybe around police stations or something like that, okay? And then here is the library. You might also meet this person in the library, okay? And if you travel afar, you should maybe go to like exotic places with lots of green. So that's how you might meet your soulmate. And the personality of your soulmate. If your soulmate is a female, they're very quick, very witty. They have that kind of Queen of Sword energy, I feel, that they're very good with their words. And sometimes they might say things that will hurt. They're also very quick in action. They they might move really quickly. They think very quickly. They speak very quickly. So they're maybe a little impatient. Okay, if your soulmate is a female. If your soulmate is a male, he is very social, very well liked by people. They like to maybe go party or go to events, or they might like to go like mountain climbing or something like outdoorsy, picnic, camping, okay, type of person. And your soulmate, so whether they're a male or a female, they will like to read books. They're very good with technology, very quick-minded, very open, very accepting of other people, and they actually change their minds a lot. So they're, again, that quick, swift energy, okay, which is kind of reiterate with this Eight of Wands, okay, that they're very quick, and Uranus is also technology, right? So this also is about communication. So they're very good at communicating, which is the very that air type of energy, right? And sword or air energy, and very well balanced type of person. Libra type of, you know, energy as well. And over here is that Seven of Sword. So they're skeptical, but in a good way. So they take things with a grain of salt, which I also really think it's that very Uranus energy, that they like to, if they hear something, they'll experiment it themselves, so that just so that they would see like, oh, okay, it is true or not true or whatever, or they have to see it for themselves. So that's that. And then the last card is Yes. And also, when you might meet this person, it's going to be in the Leo season. Okay, so that's that. If you have anything that you want to share with me, and if this actually happened or it will happen, well, you can't really well, if it happened, right, please come back and share with me, right? So you probably want to save this in your favorite or something into your playlist, so you can come back and tell me more about your experience. All right, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Pile number 2. Okay, so we got a lot of cards. Oh yeah, you got 2 chakra cards actually. So this is what your soulmate is like. Sorry, I was just distracted because I was like, oh, what did I tell number 1 that I need to tell you? Okay. No, it's this. All right. Okay, so you got 2 chakra cards. One is seeing, one is insight. And the amazing thing is it's also purple cards, is that crown chakra card, I think. Just kidding. No, it's the third eye. It's the third eye chakra cards. So, right, third eye, duh. Seeing and insight. So they're very, very similar. Perspective, truth, knowledge, clarity, understanding, awakening, awareness, self-evaluation. So your person, your soulmate, is very, I think they're probably they have like great sixth sense. They have insight into things. So I would say they're very knowledgeable, like wise, okay? Not just like intelligent, but they're wise. They could see things, and they could see through people, see through things. They have great insight. If you ask them some question or what do you think about blah, 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 they would give you answers that would just be very, very inspiring, okay? Other people that would not have given you that type of answer, like unexpected, because they're just so wise and so smart. Like you would really look up to them, and okay, and maybe you're that kind of person too. So like you connected right away. And I don't know why 2 cards would fall out with the same things, right? I guess seeing doesn't mean you have an insight into things, right? And this person is also, they like to get to clarify, to find out the truth about things and understand also why certain things is, you know, why people act the way they act, or, you know, almost to me that has that therapist, psychologist type of feeling, and maybe that is their occupation. Okay, they're just very wise. Okay, so this is what I think. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to say. So the lenormand cards, I use the man and the woman as the significant card, significator, whatever you call it, and then I actually chose one before and one after it, just the cards surrounding the card, the significant cards, so to explain the personality of this person, okay? And so if you are a man, doesn't matter. if you're a man, you're interested in a man, or you're interested in a woman. It doesn't really matter. So I just want to say, I remember. Oh my God, you probably think I'm so scattered. So I remember what I wanted to say. I mentioned to Paul number 1 that soulmate to me is not just like your husband or wife or your boyfriend, girlfriend. Soulmate is somebody that you really connect with, right? In a soul level. So it could be your husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, but it could also be just your friends or your family or just people, right? So this is a soulmate reading. I want it to be this video. So however it resonates with you. So if you are looking for a soulmate who is going to be your life partner, then interpret it that way. But if soulmate to you is just anybody that I just defined, then that is your soulmate. Okay, so with that said, if your soulmate is a man, okay, if your soulmate is a man, again, like I was saying, very wise. Look at this tree, right? It's been there forever and ever, and it's still so green. So look, the trunk is like super thick. So somebody who's very into like health things. This male soulmate, they like to they probably are the type of person that would like exercise in the morning, and then they sleep really early, right? Somebody who's really into healthy ways of living, healthy lifestyle, eating healthy. But not just that, but I feel like they're very wise, okay? They probably might also be age-wise, they might also be a little bit older than you, if it's a male soulmate, but not necessarily. They could just be like their life experience is so much more vast than yours, so then they have that wise wisdom from all the experiences, right? Sometimes somebody who could be very young but super mature, and you're just like, whoa, like how did you get all that insight or things? Maybe they have like a really tough childhood or growing up or whatever it is, but maybe they're just that way. Some people are just very mature, not necessarily having been through a lot of tough things. They just mature, right? So anyways, so somebody who's really mature, very wise, very into healthy lifestyle, healthy living, very bright and sunshiny, very, very positive, right? The sun, and they like to cheer people up. They're very uplifting type of person, which is totally makes sense. If they're living super healthy, I think I just feel like people who are very healthy, into healthy lifestyle, they usually try not to get caught up in like a lot of negative things. Even if they do feel that way, they try to get rid of it by exercising, right? Because exercising will produce that happy chemical things, right? So you would let go of things a lot faster. So they're very cheery type of person, very bright, very I want to say social as well, because they're just very likable, because people like to go to them for advice, right? So that's if your soulmate is a male, that's the type of personality this male soulmate has, okay? If your soulmate is a female, they are very secretive. There's the key. But well, I guess the book would be more secretive, but I don't know. I just seeing the key makes me feel like secretive as well, because, you know, you could lock things up. But then also key means you can unlock things, right? So your soulmate might be the key to your heart or to your soul, to your whatever that you're seeking, right? They have the keys to all of your questions. again, that very knowledgeable, very insightful, very wise type of person. Like if you go to your female soulmate, they have all the answers that you're looking for. Like you would love to go to them. And very, very wise. And maybe they even have the keys to unlock your heart, right? So, and not only that, like you would think, oh my God, this type of person is usually maybe like somebody who's wise. That just means like, not necessarily mean that, but you might think, oh my God, this person is probably like boring, right? Because they're so like insightful. They're probably really serious. No, this woman is very sexy, right? The snake. I mean, you can also interpret it as like a very jealous type of person. But I actually don't feel that just because of these other cards. You know, the key and being insightful and being very truthful, knowledgeable, clear on things and having perspective on things. So to me, this card, even though it's a snake, I don't feel like it's this person is the jealous type of female, your soulmate, female soulmate. In fact, I just feel like the snake she's very, very smart. Again, that smart, seeing things that other people don't see, right? And also snake is very sexy as well. Very, very sexy. So your female soulmate is probably super sexy to you, right? And their favorite color might be green. Oh, I actually think this guy, the male soulmate, his favorite color is probably green as well. Look, just because, you know, they're looking that way. So, yeah. And I think they enjoy the outdoors because this is more like deserty. So like maybe somewhere that is a little bit more like just like in the middle of nowhere, deserty area. So maybe like, like those, I don't know. I suck at geography. Like countries with a lot of desert or just cities with a lot of desert. Like the first thing that came to my mind is like Vegas or something, but whereas the male soulmate is they enjoy a lot more green and trees type of places, so like a garden or like forests, that type of Amazons or something, right? So that's that. With the tarot cards I draw, and when I drew them, I asked for about personality and also where you might meet this person. So as I was saying already, it's like a very deserty area maybe, or very green with lots of trees type of places, right? But also, let's see. Okay. So the personality of this, I actually don't feel the tarot cards, just looking at these, it kind of reiterates the same type of locations, right? Mountain and water, right? Mountains, that type of mountains, right? Over here, I feel like that's mountain, but this is more like not like those green type of mountains where I could, I the first thing comes to my mind is like Utah type of mountains where it's like kind of bare and red, like Zion's or something like that, which is kind of like this. So again, the Emperor, very wise, very insightful, and also leadership, right? They're a leader. People go to them. They to seek advice or to seek for help, right? And let's see. So I don't get other locations. So maybe the type of personality. So these tarot cards actually explains to me a little bit more about the personality again. But if it location-wise would still be the deserty area or like somewhere with green, like Amazons or something like that, Vegas type of places, or even like those Arabia, I don't know, like camels. I just... And okay, so I think your soulmate is very wise. Again, like we were saying, people go to them, they're like a leader type of person or in a leadership position, like occupation wise. They're very confident. They have that Aries type of energy, right? And but at the same time, they have that Eight of Cups. So they know when to walk away from things. Okay, so when things are not working out, or because they could see through things, right? So as soon as they see things won't work, they're not afraid to walk away. They're not afraid to walk away. They're very decisive type of person. You know, like some people that would just like linger and stuff because they're afraid of losing. A lot of like fears or whatever. So they don't make decision very quickly, and they just like sit in there and just don't do anything. But no, they're very Aries type of energy, where they're very decisive. They're not afraid to walk away from things if it's not serving them. Okay. And then the Nine of Wands. Even though wands are a very action type of like passionate, fiery type of energy, but Nine of Wands is actually about this person wait and see, and very on a defense. Okay, so again, your soulmate, I feel like because they're so wise and so insightful and so seeing of everything, they're not afraid to just sit out and wait and see what happens. So they're not like the impatient type of person. Sorry, my phone started ringing. Got cut off. So they're not the impatient type of person. They're not afraid to actually sit out, wait and see what happens too. But they're not just like waiting and seeing without like doing anything. They're actually like still very alert, like keeping an eye out, like you know that Meet the Parents, like I'm watching you type of thing. So they're and even if they're hurt, they're not afraid to stand up and fight too. Okay, if they need to do that. So wow, they're a great person. And oh yeah, I was gonna say like with the trees, right? So not the impatient type, because the trees is also about longevity, about long things, right? Having stand up for a very long while. And so it definitely does have that energy, okay? So not a very impatient person. They're ready to fight if they need to, right? But they won't act like out of how do you say it? Like out of like, because I just forgot that word. It'll come to me. But because they're so wise and insightful that they won't act impetuously. I think that's the word. They would wait and see, examine the whole situation, and if it doesn't serve them, they are not afraid to walk away too. But if it needs to be, they would fight as well. Okay. So then the two cards. These two cards, I remember. Let me see, because I actually peeked at one of them because I know I was gonna get confused. So I peeked at this one. This is the one that's gonna be the timeline card, and this is the one where the astrology. So I asked what the astrology of your soulmate is gonna be, and this deck actually has planets and houses and signs. So you actually get a sign card. Okay, so your person's either they're a Virgo, so their astrology, so they're either born in September to October. Just kidding. August to September, which is now to like end of September. So they're either a Virgo person, or they have Virgo ascendant, or Virgo let me see, Venus, I feel. Okay. If they're not a Virgo, they are very into details. They look at things. They're a planner because, right, the energy of Virgo is about planning, seeing the details of things, very meticulous, very careful type of person, which it totally explains it in this card, right? They're like the Emperor, right? They don't act just like impetuously. They wait and see, but they're not afraid to go to fight. So they actually, like, while they're here, they're like probably planning on how to attack, right? And if the situation doesn't serve them or is not worth their time, they're not afraid to walk away. Let's see, what else? Okay. And they're very good at analyzing. That's right, analyzing the insight, the seeing, the wisdom type of things. And they like to serve others, right? That's what I was saying. Like, people come to them to ask questions, to get answers, and they are very, very happy to give that answer to help other people. Okay, and then this is when it'll happen, when you'll meet the soulmate. Okay, which I thought is so interesting because you got the Aries and this is the Aries card. So it kind of reiterates the same thing, but this is more of a timeline. So timeline wise, you will meet the soulmate either, if you've met your soulmate already, maybe you've met them during like the Aries season. Okay, that's from March to April, or you will be meeting your soulmate during March to April, like the Aries season. So if you watch the video now, that's probably another 7 or 8 months from now. But my video is timeless, so whenever you come across this video, so it could be very close to the Aries season when you come across this video, or if you come across this video and Aries season just passed, maybe you've met your soulmate already during those time. Okay, so if not, then you have to wait another year for Aries season to come around. But since you actually got the Virgo card, I would also say that perhaps you might meet your soulmate during Virgo season as well. Okay, just to give you 2 timelines, but go with this more because this one is more of the personality of your soulmate, because that's just the way when I how I ask the questions and how the cards fall out. Okay, so the last card that I drew or fall out is be assertive. Or to me, because this is about the personality of your soulmate, well, actually when I asked this question is about when you're gonna meet the soulmate, and yet the assertive card came out and not a timeline card came out. So I feel like you probably have to learn to be assertive if you're not assertive type of person, because your soulmate is definitely assertive type of person, and maybe that's why you're drawn to them, because they're so assertive, they're so sure of themselves, they're so confident, and they're not afraid to walk away when they feel like it's not worth my time, but they're not afraid to actually sit out and wait too. They're very patient, and right, and so maybe that's what you need to learn in order to meet your soulmate. Okay, so you'll learn a lot from your soulmate too, how to be assertive, but in a good way, right? People still love them even though they're assertive. So like you could be assertive but not mean, right? So that's when you will meet your soulmates, when you're very assertive, but your person is definitely a very assertive type of person. And then lastly, we're gonna draw, because this is the deck, I wanted to have the full deck to draw out the occupation, okay, of your soulmate. So that's this one. Creative expression, okay, so your person might be an artist, or are you an artist yourself? Maybe, you know. Okay, so your soul longs to express itself creatively, which kind of goes with this. It wants to, so maybe being assertive in a creative way, right? But since this is the occupation of your soulmate, they're very creative, so they're probably an artist of some sort. So in the picture, it shows that they're a painter, drawing like these green fields, which is, right? So that's also where you might meet your soulmate, is at a place where lots of green. Maybe you're doing something creative, and that's when you'll meet this person, right? Occupation wise, they're very creative, so they could be like a creative director, creative something. To me, creative is any type of anything anything could be creative. If you're like working at a bank, you could be very creative how you handle finances, but not too creative where you lose clients' money, but you could be very creative anywhere. So they're a very creative person. So no wonder people love to go to them, because they're very creative. They're very they're not like those type of serious type of person where, you know, you ask them for a question, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna fall asleep. But they would explain it to you in a very creative way. They would cater how they explain things to you, to your personality and your way of thinking, or how you would interpret it. So because they're so smart and insightful and having like a great sixth sense. Okay, so to recap, your soulmate is very insightful, very wise, having perspective on things. They always seek the truth of things. They're very assertive. They have that emperor energy. They're not afraid to, and also the Virgo type of person, where they're a planner and analyzer. They're also very creative. Okay, so they could be a painter, but it could be anything that's creative director or some sort. Not necessarily artists, but artists usually are very creative. But you know, it could be any of the fields, and they are in that creative position. Okay, and then they have great sense to like details. Okay, looking at things with like, because they are very seeing and insightful, right? So they see the details of things. So some things that you don't see, they could see. And that's why they could see through people, see through things, right? And they're not afraid to walk away when situation needs them to walk away. And they are also, because they're a very detailed, very careful type of person, right, Virgo, they usually don't attack right away. They would actually see things first, and then see how they want to, plan their next step, how they want to go about the next step, and then they would do it. And then if your soulmate is a male soulmate, he is into very healthy type of lifestyle. They eat healthy, they probably sleep early, they exercise. They're very, very bright kind of person. They're like a sunshine, right? When you talk to them, you just feel like so positive, so warmed up. And they're like a tree that is like long-standing and very, very trustworthy. You could always go to them for help, okay? And they love the green type of places, like foresty places. And then if your soulmate is a female, and they always have keys to any questions you have. Again, very wise, very insightful type of person, but they're also very sexy, okay? And they might love green. Color green might be their favorite color. So, and they have the keys to unlock your heart. They know how to talk to you, okay? And let's see. And lastly, where you might meet this person, somewhere maybe in the desert area, or somewhere with a lot of trees, okay? And you will meet this person when you become very assertive, or when you learn to be more assertive. And that's maybe how you're drawn to this person, because your soulmate is very, very assertive, and you'll probably meet this person in the Aries season. Secondary timeline would be the Virgo season, but the primary one would be the Aries season. Okay? All right. So that is what I see for pile number 2, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. Bye. Your first card, your soulmate, is self-expression, vocalization, individuality, inner voice, assertiveness. So first of all, I want to define, this is a soulmate reading, so it could be your next partner, or like you're looking for your next soulmate, but soulmate to me could be husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, but it could also just be friends and family, right? So somebody you connect with on a soul level. So it just who's your soulmate type of today's video is about that. So so however you define soulmate, I guess, and so yeah. So that's, I just wanted to put that out there so that you're not just limiting it to be like the next partner, life partner or something like that, but it could be just anybody who you connect on a soul level. Okay, so your soulmate is they know how to express themselves. Okay, they know they're not afraid to voice their opinion. They're not afraid to be different from everybody else. Okay, they know themselves very well. Okay, so the next card. So the lenormand cards, I actually draw out cards with significator cards or significant cards, and by choosing the man and the woman being the significator card, and then the cards surrounding it describing the man and the woman. Okay, so here are the cards, if you can see them. Okay. So, if your soulmate is a female, they are, let's see, stork is about change, about relocating to different places. Okay, so your soulmate might be relocating from another place closer to you, or your soulmate might be, they like to move around a lot. Okay, so so it's both ways. So they're probably, if your soulmate is a female, this female soulmate is probably not very close to you right now, but they might be moving closer to you. Or this is the person that loves change, so they are constantly changing. I almost feel like that Gemini type of energy, so they're like very quick in changing things, their minds or something, or maybe like a little bit of that Uranus, Aquarius energy as well. They're I guess maybe you could also say they're a little bit fickle in some ways, or they are just the type of person that likes to change their location a lot. So they like to move around a lot. Maybe they like to travel to a lot of different places, and not just travel to those places to like as a tourist, but actually living there for a couple months or maybe a few years too, just to experience that type of culture. They're that type of person. Okay, and they know themselves really well, like what they like and what they don't like, because they've been around, right? And then they're a very warm, kind-hearted person. Okay, so, and they are very sympathetic, very empathetic type of person, type of woman, maybe because they've been around and they've seen things. Okay, so and I think maybe that is why they think life is short, so you just got to do what you love to do and just do it, right? So they know, like, because of that, I think that's their life experience make them become very much more assertive. Okay, and they're very, very unique in the ways that they're not afraid to show their individuality. They're different, that they're different from other people, and they like to be different from other people too. Okay, so if your soulmate is actually a male soulmate, okay, so originally I want to say like Scythe. Sorry, lots of distraction today. Okay, so originally I feel like this person, this male, your male soulmate is actually very like, they would like to say things that's very hurting or very quick-minded, but then because they're actually on the other side, on the other side of the scythe, so they're actually not as they're still very quick and very witty, but they don't actually say things that are hurtful. They would say it in a very rounded way, okay? And they're a very communicative type of person, okay? So either through text or it's letter, so it's writing. So maybe in a text or letter type of written type of things, method of communication, they're a lot more effective, but then they are a very communicative type of person, for sure. And they're very quick. They don't hide their feelings, or they don't hide things on their mind. If they have something on their mind, they would tell you immediately, okay? They would let you know immediately. So they're not the type of person that would actually hold things and not communicate, okay? And then so with the tarot cards, I actually asked how you will meet this person. Okay, so let's see. And also the personality of this person, of your soulmate. So what I see is that you might actually meet this person while traveling as well, okay? So that might be one of the ways of meeting your soulmate. But also, I guess when you go out to parties to celebrate with your friends, or you might actually meet this person through friends, okay? And the location might be somewhere green, like a plain field, but also like at a friends gathering, small friends gathering, or maybe even when you're actually alone, maybe trying to do some work. Maybe like if you go to like you're the type of person that would go to like a coffee shop to work on things, maybe that would be somewhere that you might actually meet this person, okay? When you're alone, you might also happen to come across this person and they will talk to you. But also at a small friends gathering, so very close friends gathering. So you might actually meet the soulmate through your close friends. Or, let's see, with lots of strength. Yep. That's what I see over here. And then, so these two cards are the astrology cards. This one is actually the when I asked the question, it's when you'll meet this person, okay? And this is their astrology. So still like a personality of your soulmate, okay? So you actually get the house card, and it's the 4th house. So this person is a very family-oriented type of person. They're very supportive, as I was saying, very supportive type person, very communicative, because but they're very sensitive too, because the 4th house is actually guarded by Cancer, and Cancer is a very family type of person, very sensitive, and home base. And so maybe, you know, the female soulmate that moves around a lot, because they are able to move around a lot because they have a very solid foundation. They know that there's a home that they could always go back to, okay? So they are a very strong family oriented type of person. And then you have this person also has a great support system, because they have close friends, they have people that they're working with, and yet they are not afraid to be alone as well. Very individually, they are not afraid to be by themselves. I almost feel like this female soulmate is super independent, because they're not afraid to travel alone as well. And they're very strong, right? Strength. The soulmate of yours is very strong, has a lot of inner strength. I feel this is the inner strength, inner voice, inner strength. Okay, and they like to sit and think a lot too, like think about possibilities, how to make things work, right? And then when you will meet this person in the Cancer season. So Cancer season is from June to July, okay, which I think this is amazing. It's crazy, right? fourth house guarded by Cancer, and you have Cancer in the fourth house. So this person is extra home oriented, very, very, even though they like to travel a lot, they still need to go back home. They like to have that home to go to. So they're very, very home and family, close family and friends. I don't feel like this person actually has a lot of friends. The friends that they have are probably friends that they have for a very long time, and they're very, very close, and they know each other really, really well. Okay. And they're very, kind-hearted, very sympathetic, empathetic, very, very Cancer type of person. And they're also very intuitive, right? Cancer. So you'll meet this person in the Cancer season. So that's about June to July. And then last card that I drew, there's something better. So when I drew this card, is actually, I was asking when you'll meet this person. So I feel like, so you didn't get a timeline, but maybe this card actually corresponds with this a little bit, because you know how this hand comes out with the cup. So this person is like, oh, maybe there's something better that will come along, right? Opportunities. But so I almost feel like you might actually know this person already, because there's something better card came out. I know this is like counterintuitive, but it's actually the reason because you don't think this person is your soulmate. You feel like there is something better, right? Somebody better is going to come along. But no, you actually know this person already. And so that's why it didn't give you a timeline with this card, right? Because this person is somebody, it's most likely somebody that you know already. And this person is the best that you could get, okay? It's not something better that's going to come along. This person is it, because they love you and they are very supportive and they feel very secure. So if you actually feel like you don't know this person, so just ignore this card, and you'll probably meet your soulmate in the Cancer season. Okay, so my video is timeless. So whenever you come across this video, it's going to be either you just met this person in the Cancer seasons from June to July, or it might be very close to June to July. So if you actually watched it now when I uploaded, it's right now it's August, end of August. So it just passed. The Cancer season just passed. So you probably just met this person in like 2 months ago, okay? Or 2 months to a month ago. But if not, it's going to be the next Cancer season. So that's going to be in about a year or so that you'll meet this person. Okay. Last card, we're going to draw the occupation, what this person is going to. Oh, there it is. It flew out. Artist. Well, Cancer, very artist. Water signs are all very artistic, right? So your person is an artist. So any type of artist. So I would say, actors, artists, artists like painter, musicians, they're artists as well. I mean, this over here is also a painter. I found this deck. The artists love to make this anything creative or artistic, a painter. Okay, but architecture people, that they're artistic too, right? Anybody who has this artistic sense, artist. So, but in particular, like, actor, somebody working in like an entertainment field, or even just like, musician, that's entertainment, or artistic. They might be like an art teacher, a drawing teacher, painter, sculptor, writer is an artist as well. So maybe, this person, your lady soulmate, that travels a lot because they might be like a blogger or something, right? They write things. Fashion designers are artists as well. Maybe that's why they travel a lot. And over here, I feel like this gentleman, maybe they are a writer because they're very communicative. They're very good with writing, right? So they might be a writer. Okay, so that's just recap what we have over here. So your soulmate is somebody who's very not afraid to be individual, not afraid to be different. They know how to express themselves. They're very assertive, and they know how to they express themselves, right? But not in a mean way. They express themselves very diplomatically, and then they're also the type of person that likes to sit and think, be alone and think about things and process their emotions, think about things, planning things. Wow, I'm super busy this morning. Okay, so this person likes to be handed with opportunity. They're not afraid to be alone. They have a great support system. They have very close friends. They don't like to make a lot of friends. They probably do make a lot of friends, but the ones that are really close to them are probably friends they've known for a very long time. So they have like a small, tight circle of friends, okay, that is almost like family, like because of the Cancer. And then they have great inner strength. They know how to they could take a lot of stress, and they still work really well under pressure. If your soulmate is a female soulmate, they love to travel, they like changes, and they might be a little fickle, but they're still very kind-hearted, very warm and understanding, and they probably have gone through a lot of things, or just being travel a lot or something, or relocating to different places. They actually experience a lot of things, so they're very, very understanding of the difference in people and respect everybody's uniqueness and differences. And if your soulmate is actually a male, they're very quick with their words, very good with their words, very communicative, especially in writing. But they're very diplomatic. So they usually don't say things that they would regret. They're not like the type of person that would say something to hurt people. They would say things the way it is, and then but not hurtful. Okay. And but they're very quick, they're very good, very action type of person. They might even be a writer. Okay. Where to meet this person, it might be, when you travel, or we're somewhere by the water with a pond, because there's a lot of water. Or maybe when you're alone, like I see, like maybe coffee shops, like somewhere that you can sit down and think, okay, or a park or some sort, or maybe even at a small friends gathering, okay, or when you go to like a small party type of places. And let's see. Okay, and they are very fourth house, they're very family oriented. They're very secure when they are with their close family and friends, and they're very probably a little sensitive, which also makes sense with the artist card. They're very sensitive. They're very individuality. Artist is all about expressing your individuality and expressing yourself, right? And vocalizing that inner things. So that is that. And the occupation might be artist. And you will meet this person in the Cancer season, which is from June to July. And I think that sometimes you might feel like there is something better that would come along, but trust that this person is it. I think sometimes you feel like you doubt yourself a little bit, so you're not as intuitive like the soulmate is, but sometimes you actually doubt yourself a lot, and you feel like there's something better that's going to come along. And so when you meet this person, maybe introspect a little bit, and this person is probably the person for you. Okay. And they might even be a Cancer, right, because of the fourth house. And also this just reinforces it, that it's probably a Cancer. Cancer in a Venus, Cancer in Ascendant, or Cancer in the Sun sign. Okay? All right, so that's what I see for pile number 3. And don't forget to like, share, or subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.